Rolling.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to American Slacker Podcast with Matthew Gertz and Jesse Landers.
You'll see here the human male boasts the size of his testicles. I drive great when I'm blood. It's all about the sauce. Good, get him out of here. Get him out of here. Oh man, speaking of fucking, you want popcorn? I'll give you a popcorn kit. I'm just trying to go to Colorado and smoke some weed. Watch your fucking tots, huh? Those are my biscuits. Now, this is all alleged.
On today's show, bizarre news, and we're joined by a special guest for Xbox gaming and a New Year's game.
Welcome to American Slacker Podcast. As always, I'm Matt.
And I am New Year's baby Jesse.
Oh yeah,
Bringing in the new year.
Oh yeah, look at him. Little
Smiling.
7 pounds,
happy.
6 ounce, baby Jesse Landis.
With a fucking mullet and a Leonard Skinner shirt right up front there.
Pair of aviators.
Bringing in the new year, dropping balls.
Taking no shit from it. No nurse or doctor.
Hope everyone had a happy new year. We're going to make someone's new year really happy right now.
Oh, are we? Is it time to announce the winner of the giveaway? Is that what you're telling me?
It is. The giveaway we're referring to is the one that kind of started around episode 127. We had a little note in there that was the answer to the question we asked in episode 129. The question we had asked was, what was the reference that Matt was making in the story about the dog from New Zealand that was breaking into people's houses and shitting on their pillows? And Matt, what was the answer to that? What was the movie reference?
Home Alone, baby. I referenced
There you go.
it twice, actually.
Yes. What I think you had one reference from 1 and one reference from 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it did, yeah. Spread it out, you know. Those are one of my favorite holiday, franchises, so.
Absolutely.
The
So
first two.
the winner, little drum roll, is Aaron Weininger.
Oh, I thought I was going to give you a real drum roll, but
I figure we'll edit it in.
cat's out of the box. Aaron won the giveaway. Now, people will say it's rigged, but we'll tell you it's not rigged.
No, we have our ways, and he is our winner. So congrats, Aaron, on winning the giveaway. Always look out. I mean, maybe we'll do some smaller giveaways coming up. That was a big one though, so it might be a little while before you see the next one.
Oh yeah.
So, with our weird news, we always like to start out with a little bit of weed news. And what we're talking about today is a study that came out that says marijuana doesn't actually change the structure of your brain.
Okay.
Which I guess previous studies stated did. That was always a misconception, apparently, that, weed fundamentally changes like the structure of a human's brain.
Okay.
And this new study looked into it, and it examined the morphology of 140 cannabis consumers and a 121 person control group, and they saw no significant effects on the cortical surface morphology.
Okay.
Which I guess in layman's terms is like the shape and structure of the cortical part of the brain, which I guess is involved with a lot of the cognitive function. There's 3 factors that generally relate to cognitive function, which is the cortical thickness, the surface area, and the gyrification index in people's brains.
Yeah.
It's all very scientific. And they looked into it and basically said they don't know where the previous studies got the information that they did, but they saw no difference between non-users and users in terms of this area of the brain.
So your brain on drugs is not an egg cracked into a frying pan, after all.
Pretty much. That's like what their studies are gathering. And this was done by the journal European Neuropsychopharmacology. I knew I'd fuck it up. European Neuropsychopharmacology.
Okay. We won't hold that first fuck up against you. Don't worry.
We'll edit it out. Don't worry. So, I just found this article pretty interesting. It's cool to see that in Europe they're actually doing studies. That's more what I kind of took away from this, is the fact that, we don't do as much research in this country because I think there's only one lab that federally is allowed to do research, and it's in like Alabama.
Yeah, it's really restrictive and it's really expensive if you wanted to do any private testing. So, I mean, it's really just, there's no option. So it is cool to see this.
Yeah.
It's only inevitable that we're going to have to move to the time where we actually test because the people are behind it. So I'm glad to see Europe's ahead of the game.
And I mean, speaking of testing, I heard even in California, there was a crop that was supposed to be tested for pesticides and fungus and all that kind of shit. And it went through a lab and it didn't get checked, but they sent it through anyway. So there was a big recall on weed. So it's good to see these sort of things being looked into, I guess.
Yeah, to keep it at most safe as it can be, on top of everything else.
Absolutely. So if you want to read a little bit more, we'll be posting up this article from marijuanamoment.net on our Facebook page so that you can read a little bit more about your brain on drugs.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Talking about the brain on drugs, how about the stomach on drugs, man? All this weed talk's got me hungry, man. You know what the ultimate food for the old drug tummy, as I like to call it, is for me?
Oh, your go-to munchies? Is it Oreos or something? What is it?
I was giving you the go around. Tacos, man.
Oh, okay. Yeah, tacos always hit the spot.
There's things a man will do for tacos, and that's exactly where we're going with our next story. We've got a gentleman who, a 26-year-old man, in his prime, he's got the urging for tacos. Now, I'm going to say this up front. He's going about it all the wrong way as he attempts to carjack a few different people at gunpoint just to get to these tacos. Literally, he's yelling at these people as he's holding a gun at them, telling them he needs to get his tacos.
So was the car the intent or the tacos?
Tacos.
I was going to say, it sounds like the tacos
He
are
wanted
the intent.
to ride shotgun and get a ride. And I guess the article's a little loose written, but it seems to me that the gentleman was dropped off at a taco place, or at least what he was told to be where the taco place was, and the driver sped off and left him there. First one. So he attempted to get another one, and that one got away, and he shot at it a couple times, missing him.
Holy
and then
fuck.
he went to another gentleman and shot him in the leg, and then forced him to drive him to a taco place.
With a fucking bullet in his leg?
Yeah, man. And this is
Oh
all
my
occurring. I skipped where this is occurring. This is all coming out of Dallas, Texas, man.
Oh, wow.
So he must have just got the few drivers that aren't armed. I mean,
Yeah.
I would have figured this would never made it past the first fucking carjacking. But
I'm surprised the first guy was able to fool him and be like, yeah, no, it's definitely open. Like, get out of the car. Just fucking dipped.
He went fucking out of there. Yeah, and the poor bastard, the third one ended up getting shot in the lower body, so it wasn't anything critical.
Ooh.
But here's the thing. I guess his car kind of failed out and wouldn't start, so it left the criminal on his own.
I can already hear the Curb Your Enthusiasm music as he's like trying to start the car.
Yeah, like it leaves him stranded, and that's the perfect spot where the cops grab him and apprehend him.
the criminal here. That's I mean, I understand the urge for tacos, but this guy took it a step further than he should have.
And it unfortunately goes further. The guy's got some immigration fucking shit against him too, so he's got a really high bail of $500,000.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and he could be
$500,000.
deported. Yeah, he's not a U.S. citizen, so. Oof.
Yeah, well, you can't go shooting around people for tacos. Like, that's not fucking how it goes anywhere. Like, I don't think that's acceptable anywhere.
He's an Asian gentleman.
Well, okay. I don't know. Maybe he just discovered tacos, and he's like, it set him into a craze. And he's like, I need more. I need to go get more.
They are hell of a trip.
What did it say? The time frame this all occurred around?
No, there is no real time scale here for me to go by.
'Cause I'm imagining pretty late night.
It was an afternoon. It was
afternoon.
All the way at the top.
Damn.
Afternoon, yeah.
Just call an Uber next time, guy.
Yeah, Monday afternoon, man. Mondays, am I right? Yeah.
Yeah, right. So we're headed from Texas over to New York City, where I'm sure a lot of people have already seen or heard about this. There was a bright blue light bathing over the city a few days ago.
A lot lot of posts. All I saw
Yeah.
was photos of it.
That's how I first saw it too. It was posted on social media, and one of my friends, she was saying like, "Oh, I love this generation. We're gonna meme the apocalypse." Because this bright blue light coming over the city was definitely alarming to many of the residents who did not know what was going on. And it looks like something straight out of like a sci-fi film, like
it is
Independence Day or something.
Yeah, it's pretty intense, man. I mean, nothing natural seeming about it at all.
Especially blue, because blue is not a color you normally see in nature besides like flowers and fire. If it's hot enough.
Yeah, nothing good.
So, you don't like flowers, Matt? What's wrong with flowers?
Well, I'm thinking electricity, I guess, honestly.
Yeah, true.
Blue
True.
to me and natural like occurrences like water and electricity both are killers.
Okay.
Like
True.
These guys, they bring us great things, but they also could murder you within seconds.
This is true. And you know what? That's exactly what it is. It was an explosion at the Con Edison substation, which is the big electrical provider for New York City. And it happened in Queens. There was a small electrical fire which blew up the substation. But everyone thought immediately aliens. They're like, this shit's fucking going down. It's we're starting the next World War, or like fucking War of the Worlds, maybe instead. A lot of social media posts. Even the NYPD got on about it and said, confirming there was an incident in Astoria, the result of a transformer explosion, no injuries, no fire, no evidence of extraterrestrial activity. So even the NYPD was getting in on the joke.
It's the movies, man. We go right to the aliens.
Right? But it's funny. Well, I don't know if it's funny or concerning, but the fact that people immediately pull out their phones as opposed to like, running or like doing something to save yourself.
Sure, right? It goes to show, like,
think of all the likes.
If we really did have something happen, he's like, I'm the first asshole to catch an alien on my Instagram.
Yeah, that's true. I guess you can go down in YouTube history.
Yeah, if it's there for much longer.
So yeah, it definitely produced some interesting pictures. Another note, it wouldn't have looked that way if there wasn't the cloud coverage. That's kind of what gave it the awesome effect. Otherwise, if it wasn't reflecting off those clouds, then it wouldn't have looked the same at all.
No.
So the weather was partly to blame for this cool looking thing.
Perfect set of events, you could say.
Right.
And moving along to our next story, I guess it's a perfect set of events that set this off too, because what we've got is a Virginia roller skating rink had quite the breakout fight. And it all occurred as soon as a certain unidentified song came on the loudspeakers.
Unidentified, so we won't know what.
We don't know what
started this ruckus.
I'm very upset about that. I've looked into it. I cannot find any release of what song really sparked the event. But apparently 200 like young adults and teenagers just started brawling as soon as the song came on. And police were called in. I don't know why it was open this late, but it was around 12:30 a.m. So pretty late, a late night.
That's probably, I would think that's towards closing time.
It's gotta be, right? Yeah. I didn't know Virginia got down late at night like that at the ice.
The rink's where it's at, man.
Yeah, I guess, right? Small town, what else are you gonna do besides put on your skates and dance off the frustrations? I don't know.
Boogie on down to the 80s, 90s, and today.
Oh man, we're opening a radio station or a rink from the 80s. I don't know. Yeah, so the cops were called. Apparently, gunfire was reported right before the brawling started, but who knows if that was included in the song or not. There's no proof of gunfire yet. And it really comes down to whatever the song was. I want to know.
Yeah. What's your guess? What's your guess if you had to throw one out there that would like start a giant brawl? Like,
I would think it would be Holiday, but I mean, it can't be Holiday. What kind of holiday song starts this kind of fucking throwdown?
White Christmas?
White Christmas isn't that like confrontational, is it?
Maybe in Virginia.
Oh shit. Okay. Now you're going deep, I guess.
Yeah.
I wasn't even like that.
Or maybe I saw Mommy kissing Santa Claus. That one could be. That one's a little controversial.
Your mom joke. Your old mama joke.
Yep. It's like, yo, Clarence, that's your mom they talking about. It's like, what?
She was like, oh.
It's like, oh, fuck.
Mall Santa got that.
It's going down.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I just can't even imagine a holiday song starting this eruption.
Maybe it was Dominic the Donkey. It's a,
Another song I just can't imagine anybody not smirking at or laughing. I don't know.
I hate this shit. Turn it up. Someone's like, I love this fucking song.
We got a bunch of Grinches and just they're humbugging across the rink.
Yeah, it might be a lot of humbugging.
Okay.
Whole bunch of humbugs.
All right, Scrooges and Grinches rolling on ice. Okay. I can feel that.
I'm surprised they haven't done a Grinch on ice yet.
I bet they have. I bet they have.
Yeah,
Somebody
probably. I'm probably just not aware.
The investigation is going to continue. We will definitely dig deep. We will get our slacker detectives on this and figure out what song caused this, and we will be doing a follow-up.
Yeah.
You know.
Might need your help on this one, slackers.
Yeah. Junior slacker detectives, that's calling you.
You break out those fucking decoder rings.
And if you didn't get yours, send us an email and we'll make sure to get you one.
Yeah, head on over to the Patreon. So we're going over to Kansas City, where a dinosaur march. Man, a dinosaur march. I thought they were long extinct.
Me too, man. What's going on here? We got a march for dinosaur rights going on. Who's been mistreating the dinosaurs? Because I like dinosaurs.
The police. That's who.
Goddamn cops.
Because they shut down a dinosaur march in Kansas City. It was a parade of dozens of people dressed in dinosaur costumes. And they ended up ticketing the man responsible for his role in organizing the second annual March of the Dinosaurs through the Country Club Plaza in Kansas City, Missouri.
Hey, you got to have a permit to bring these things back from the dead.
Right? And, well, the thing that strikes me is this is the second annual one. So, I mean, first off, I have to address the fact that it would be the first annual because you have to have something twice in order for it to be annual, and then the second time you have it would be, unless this is the third dinosaur march. Besides the point. Fucking, if they've done it,
first one being so many waves that they were like, I can't wait till the next one because we're shutting this shit down.
I guess so. I mean, they said that they shut it down because a crowd spilled into the street, and then foot traffic and vehicle traffic were increased capacity because of the holiday weekend. So the flash mob had raised concerns. But we're talking about between 100 and 120 people dressed as dinosaurs.
That's a lot of dino nerds.
Yeah, that's a fucking decent amount of people in dinosaur costumes stomping around like downtown. So, that had to take a task force to fucking corral. You can't just ask a dinosaur to, please move along.
It's just fucking with the old people in the area. They're like, it's that Pokemon thing.
Yeah, I think I just saw a Pikachu go by. So, they, like I said, they ended up ticketing the guy responsible for it. I wonder if there's going to be another one. Is there?
Oh, there better be.
I'm really hoping that there is.
A spiteful third anniversary dinosaur romping going down the street. I hope.
They need to keep doing it. The march lasted about 25 minutes.
Okay.
That's decent.
That's decent.
I want double that next year.
I feel like that's more than our hometown's 4th of July parade.
Yeah, those are usually about that long. Less
dinosaur action, man.
Very true. So yeah, I want to see this happen again. I want it bigger next year. Hey, if you're in Kansas City, Missouri, link up with this dinosaur organizer.
I want to link up with him. Maybe we can get this guy on the show. We're gonna have to do some digging.
We gotta dig for the dinos.
A lot of digging in this episode here, man. Moving along, Jesse, you were talking about White Christmas. Well, we're going to talk about White Christmas again and how it can be used for the good to root out the evil in the world. So basically, the police have to deal with this guy for 6 hours, barricaded in his house. He's not responding to anything. Finally, a negotiator gets him on the phone, and he has the most simple request at the end of it. He decides he wants to hear the negotiator sing on a loudspeaker, White Christmas.
Was this just to embarrass the negotiator? Just for shits and giggles?
I don't know what, it seems like mental illness, but maybe he wants to embarrass him.
But it worked.
He makes him sing 4 verses of it. So it's not like he just wants a little bit.
I don't know. I don't know if I even know 4 verses of it.
Yeah, I don't know any of it, honestly.
Maybe just the chorus.
Besides the first plug of the chorus, but
right.
Yeah, so he makes him sing 4 verses, so he probably breaks out his phone and looks it up.
Oh yeah, true.
And man, would you believe it? The gentleman comes out.
Huh.
He actually comes out after that. Simple request.
It's so weird that it worked. I thought he'd be like, all right, now hand it to the other guy and he's got to sing Rudolph. Like, just fucking go down the line.
And I should say, opening up, this guy actually did shoot a cruiser that was sitting in front of his house. So he was a little hostile. Yeah.
Yeah,
he did
I'd say
put
so.
Holes in the cruiser that nobody was occupying, and he apparently knew nobody was occupying, but still.
Yeah, okay, I see what you mean about
with only a White Christmas serenade and versus some lead serenading. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, very true. I'm really surprised it went that way. What's this asshole doing? Fucking busting out cop windows? Like, what a piece of shit. Fucking
yeah. Not many people live from shooting after the cops.
Yeah, seriously. He's lucky that no one was in there and no one was injured. And I'm very surprised that the song actually ended up getting him out of there.
Yeah, man. You got the best Christmas gift of all. I'll tell you
Got
that.
to fucking live.
Oh, my God. Well, that about wraps up our bizarre news. And if you want to continue on with the bizarre news, we got a bunch more if you head over to our Patreon. So anybody that's a Patreon subscriber, head over. There's a little something special for you. And if you're not a Patreon subscriber, why don't you check out. Tribute to the show at any level, you get access to the bonus content.
And for our current Patreon subscribers, be sure to find the link for the RSS feed so that you can get the Patreon-only feed that you can plug into your favorite podcast player and get all that content straight into your podcast app.
Oh, yeah. And what day are we posting this crazy-ass video that I'm looking at right now?
No, our funny clip, that'll go up on Friday of this current week that this episode is released.
So Friday we got a video coming for you. It's very New Year's oriented. It's got a little bit of firework in it. It's also got a life lesson. It's be careful who you allow around your children and family in general, and who is orchestrating maybe any of holiday events, because they might have some wild ass ideas that can really burn down a building and kill everybody inside.
Oh God, what a tease! Fucking what a tease. If you want to hear what Matt's talking about, go and check out our funny clip. That'll be up on Friday. And you can see all that chaos that he was just referring to.
Yeah, definitely check it out. And we're getting ready to get into some Xbox gaming with a special guest. And before we do that, here's a word from our good buddies over at the Podworm Spacecast.
The Podworm Spacecast is a podcast hosted by 7 lifelong friends who inject comedy directly into your ear canals every Tuesday. You may think 7 hosts is too many for a podcast, but you may also think $5 is too cheap for a quality voiceover such as this. Yet here we are. Enjoy a clip from the critically acclaimed Podworm Spacecast.
And I looked up, how do you fix squeaky shoes? And they said you gotta get some baking soda and you put it in the shoe, and it absorbs like the moisture or whatever, and it fixes the shoe.
Boom.
I went to the store across the street. I went to the bathroom
During lunch?
The bathroom in the store across
This
the
is
street.
emergency. This cannot wait till tomorrow.
You did this at work?
I told you I couldn't get off my desk. I'm so embarrassed.
So Andrew walked across the street.
No, it was more like,
He was in a hurry. He was in a hurry.
And then he had to wait for the light.
You can find the Podworm Spacecast wherever you get your podcasts. And as always, keep squirming.
Game over.
Me, Mario.
Finish him.
And we are back, and it's time to do a little Xbox gaming.
But first, we are joined by our guest host, our very first guest host, Mekel Kasanova.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? I'm Mekel Kasanova. I'm host of the Casanova Podcast, #1 podcast in Hawaii. And it's an honor to be here. Thank you guys for having me on.
Yeah, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, man. You have a really cool setup. We checked out all your videos. Fucking really nicely done, and a lot of cool guests, man. It's really cool what you do.
Thank you.
Can you tell our audience a little bit about like the type of guests that you have on?
Okay, so a lot of the guests, a lot of the things I do with my show is I like to interview a lot of video game voice actors, a lot of other content creators or professional gamers. Like recently, I just had on Cal Abear, the voice of Ryu and Gohan, Ryu from Street Fighter and Gohan from Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super.
That's crazy.
I've had on the voice of M. Bison, Gerald C. Rivers. I've had on legendary voice actress Mona Marshall, and even Richard Epcar, who's the voice of Ansem and Xehanort in the upcoming Kingdom Hearts 3, which is dropping next month.
Wow, I'm looking forward to that game too. That's crazy. You got a star-studded list of guests on that show.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy. A lot of people ask me like, "Hey, how are you doing it?" And I'm like, "Hey, I had a vision of just wanting to talk to people. I'm out here in Hawaii, and I just reach out like, "Hey, would you like to come on my show?" And the thing is, like, I tell people, you just ask and you never know what happens. Some people are just like, "Yeah, sure."
That's been our experience too, I think, right, Matt?
Yeah. It's like a good theory for life. You never know if you don't try, don't ask.
Definitely,
always worth it.
So since you are into video games and we're bringing you on to talk a little bit about games, I wanted to start out just talking about, games that we've been playing. And one that I found off of actually another YouTube channel called Call Me Kevin. He does like video game playthroughs and stuff like that. Is a game called Beholder.
Ooh, okay. I've heard of it. I haven't had to try it yet.
Yeah, on his channel he was playing Beholder 2, and I was like, oh, this is a cool game. Let me see if I can get it for Xbox. And they actually they don't have this Beholder 2. They only had the first one, but it was like the complete edition came with some DLC and stuff like that. So I've been enjoying it. It's an interesting game to say the least.
Yeah.
Oh man, that just made me realize I actually got a review code for that, and I haven't even touched it.
Oh, there you go. Well, you can give it a try. For the first or second one?
I think it's the second one.
Oh, okay. Well, I've been enjoying the first. It's to give people, I guess, a premise of what the game is. You are a landlord for this apartment building that's owned by this government, and you're in like a dystopian dictatorship, I guess, where everyone's supposed to hail the leader and all that kind of shit, and they start banning like random things like apples and light bulbs and shit like that. So you have to report this stuff to the government, and then they give you money, and you're essentially like some spy stuff comes in, and it's like a simulation game for sure.
Oh, okay.
But I've been enjoying it because there's little just in the text, between you, the landlord, and some of the tenants and stuff. It's possible to get shot by some of your tenants if they catch you like sneaking into their apartments.
Oh man.
And it also goes through like the whole like dystopian thing where it's like, your kid gets sick and now you have to pay like $30,000 in order to like get the treatment or whatever, or else your kid dies, which has happened to me twice already in playthroughs.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I just can't keep that damn kid alive. I don't know what's going on.
And the imagery is pretty dark, right? I saw just the cover art, and I assumed that was basically like what the game looked like. It looks really dark.
Yeah, you're like little shadow people with like glowing white eyes. It's definitely very. It's always like raining. There's like civil unrest, like people like running past with like guns and shit like that.
Oh God! Don't play this if you're prone to depression. It sounds like.
Oh yeah, no, it's not. It's not for the faint of heart for sure. I've been enjoying it though, and it was only I think it was $15 on the Microsoft Play Store.
Which is free for me because we game share.
Oh yeah, lucky bastard.
I like that. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. So, Mekel, what have you been playing recently?
I've been playing a lot of Soul Calibur 6 on the Xbox One, and primarily just because I'm with a group called Video Gamers Hawaii 808, and basically what we do is we run not all, majority, because there's two different groups. There's our group, and then there's this group called FGC Hawaii. So we run
the rivals.
A lot of but right. they're on Big Island. We're out here in Milwaukee. So
okay.
We basically run a lot of the fighting game tournaments from Street Fighter, Tekken, Soul Calibur, Dragon Ball Fighters, which I'm not sure if we can continue to run Dragon Ball Fighters since there's like a issue with Toei Animation and licensing for that. Like basically, if you stream or you hold a tournament with Dragon Ball Fighters, they can hit you with like a cease and desist, and that's something that's been going on lately. Which is weird because it's the #1 fighting game of the year, and
you'd think they'd want the like advertisement, sort of.
Yeah. But yeah, just been playing a lot of Soul Calibur. We're actually we have weekly tournaments every Thursday. So if anyone wants to come out to Osuyami Bar and Grill, just come on through. Very welcoming group, and we have our statewide tournaments every single month.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
That's really cool. I mean, I'm sure I'd get my ass kicked. But
I get knocked out the first round every time.
Is it like a round robin sort of thing where like or are you like knocked out once, you're done kind of thing?
Round robin.
Okay. So you get a couple of games in at least?
Yeah.
Nice.
Couple tries, make it to the semis.
There you go.
Oh man, I've been going retro. I dove into Batman Arkham Knight lately again, man. That game came out in 2015. It's a little dated, but I think I gotta say it's probably because I'm a little envious of the Spider-Man deal on PlayStation. And I just can't bring myself to buy the goddamn PlayStation. So I'm like, all right, I'll go next best thing. You know, latest Batman.
Did you get the one that's on sale, like that collection?
Oh, you know it. That's why I got back into it, because I was like, all right, all the DLC, all the backstories, side stories with, you know, all the villains and you know, Nightwing and Robin and Batgirl even, like there's a lot of playback value, I feel like, in it. And you get all the bat suits and the Batmobile skins, which is kind of cool for me. I'm a nerd, so I like that kind of thing. I've been changing my bat skin all the time. There's like this Batman Beyond one, and it's like modern, so he doesn't have a cape, but when he jumps, cape is electronic and flies out of this like pack he has.
Oh,
man,
that's sick.
It looks badass.
I was trying to imagine that in my head.
Yeah. So it's cool, and you know, it's a little different. And of course, this one, you know, is the first one to add the Batmobile and the open world, which makes a big difference. And you know, it's like kind of Grand Theft Auto, but you're Batman.
Doesn't it also have like all those Riddler trophies that you have to find?
No, that was the previous one.
Okay.
Arkham Asylum or the other one, and this one's really just open world. You're trying to battle the Scarecrow, who is uniting like all of Batman's greatest foes.
Oh, that's like the lead up to Bane, essentially. Out of the comics, at least, that's how they.
I think they had Bane in the last one with Killer Croc.
Oh yeah, true.
That was Killer Croc was the scariest by far. You were in like a sewer, and then like he was like fucking swimming under you. It was insane.
Yeah, that series was really good. They did a great job with it.
Yeah, and I never finished this one, so that's another incentive to really play it and figure out the storyline. So definitely been digging it. Would recommend it if you haven't finished this or if you haven't had your hand on it. I would definitely say pick it up. I think it's still on sale. It was like $10.
Nice.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, what a deal. What a deal.
So we're gonna play a little game of our own here on the next segment. It's gonna be a New Year's game. You know how we like playing games here at
Games with Gold Guy.
Oh shit! Wow, completely forgot a whole part of this segment, which is Xbox Gaming Games with Gold. We can't skip that on them. You're right, Matt.
You're gonna let the slackers down. They're not gonna know what's coming free, what to grab, what not to grab. Man, come on.
So my bad. We're gonna get into Games with Gold. The first thing we're gonna talk about is a game called Celeste. We're not talking about the pizza. This is a platformer game not Mama Celeste. This is Celeste, and it is a platformer game that's available from January 1st to January 31st. So the whole month you can pick it up. It looks interesting. It looks kind of like a Mario type game.
Okay.
Actually, I have it on the Switch. And it's you know, I know it won like a lot of accolades this year. A lot of people were praising it. I started playing it, and it's probably controversial for me to say this. I think it's pretty. You know, it's okay. I don't know. I don't get the hype.
Okay.
It's fun. I just don't get the hype, but it's definitely. I think a lot of people will enjoy it.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I'll definitely give it a try. I'm a bit of an achievement hunter, so you know, anything that has a couple of easy achievements to snag, I'll always give a try. Yeah. The next one they're giving away from January 1st to January 15th is Lara Croft and the Guardian of the Light. And Matt, if I'm not mistaken, I feel like they've given this away before.
I think they gave it away before. I think they're running out of shit to give away. and they're like, recycle that one, you know?
I think they did. I think
Right?
they gave that away like
A
not
year
thi-
ago, right?
Like last year they gave that away. 'cause
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same
no-
here. They're doubling up. They're running out of games or something. Or they're phoning it in for New Year's, which, come on, guys. That's just like, what are you doing? Give us something new. So that's Lara Croft and Guardian of the Light, available from the 1st to the 15th. If you didn't have before, if you don't got it, now you do.
Oh, yeah. Definitely get them. The next game on there, WRC 6, FIA World Rally Championship. It's based on the 2016 World Rally Championship season. A nice little fun driver game if you're into driving, like Forza and whatnot. I really dig Rally, so this game is like perfect. I'm down to check it out. But I think it did just come out on Game Pass too, so it's like I get it anyway. So it's kind of a little. But definitely, if you don't have Game Pass, get this while you can, because it's a lot of action, a lot of fun, and Rally's like, you know, a little easier. I feel like for the non-racer too, compared to, you know, circuit racing on the road. That gets repetitive and boring. Whereas Rally, you're like, you know, all over the place, banging into other cars, jumping.
Rally's fun. I always love the dirt races and like in different games. So a whole rally game, I could probably get behind it.
Yeah, I think you'd like this one. Yeah, you can grab this one January 15th to February 16th. So you got a while to grab that. Definitely
Mekel,
check it out.
are you much of a racing player?
I'm one who's always sitting in between the debates between Gran Turismo and Forza, and I'm like, please don't drag me into that. I like Forza. I like racing games a lot. I'm heavy into Forza. Like every time they come out with either a Horizon or a mainline one, I always buy the Ultimate Edition. So I'm like, yeah, Microsoft, $100 every year you're getting from me. There is one racing series, or rather two, I would love to see come back. And one is Sega Rally, because I do love rally.
Okay. Yeah.
I think I actually have. I think I have one right here.
What? You're just gonna bust out?
I am actually. The Sega Rally Championship.
Oh,
wow.
man, look at that. He wasn't even kidding.
That was close at hand. Just a Dreamcast game.
I would love for them to come and bring that series back. Like, there's so much. Like, Sega was killing it with the racing games when they were doing it, like, from the 90s up until, like, the early 2000s. But, man, Sega GT, Sega Rally, I would love for that to come back, because I think we need more than just the two main titans of Forza and Gran Turismo.
It gets stiff.
Yeah, it does. It does. It really gets stiff. But WRC 6, which I do believe that is on Game Pass, but it's solid. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, I've tried the other ones. I haven't tried the 6, but I've tried the previous, and they were really fun. The physics are really, really in tune, really nice. So yeah, check that out. And one more game they're giving away is a 360 port over. Far Cry 2. This is a game that I really liked back in the day. I doubt any of the online features are still on, which was half of the fun part. There's a heavy level editor. This is where the real crazy level editing started. You know, there was people that really mapped out things like, you know, movie worlds, such as like Jurassic Park. I remember there was like Jurassic Park. Probably Predator. There was like Walmart, perfectly crafted. It was so weird. So you can go into like a Walmart and just have like a shootout.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, and you can go online and fight people in these. And the main story is, you know, probably what's left and preserved in this game. And, you know, honestly, it's still worth checking out for the price of $3.99. It's definitely a long campaign, and I believe this one is set in Africa, it's a really wide open world. It's like 50 kilometers or something wide open. And it's insane. There's a lot of wild animals that'll jack you, a lot of fucking guerrilla warfare going on.
Yeah, I never played the Far Cry series before that most recent one. Not the one that's coming out, but was it 5?
5, yeah.
5, yeah.
Yeah, that was the first one I had tried.
With the Colt, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That one was a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
It feels a lot like that still, even though it's a 360 game. It was really smooth, and the weapon choices were crazy, and obviously vehicles and a huge map. It feels pretty similar. I've got to say. So definitely check that out. That's January 16th to the 31st. So you have less time to grab that one. So definitely grab that before the end of the month.
Nice.
Cool.
Bunch of decent games for you.
Oh yeah.
So now that I blew my nice little segue that I tried to do earlier, let me try and do it again. We have a little game of our own that we're planning on playing here. It's a New Year's game. But before we get to that, we have a promo from the Murderous Minors and Killer Kids podcast.
This is Murderous Minors, Killer Kids, bringing you the frightening and truly insane tales of children with the thirst to kill. Kindergarten through 12th grade murderers. True stories thoroughly researched. Join us weekly for new tales of parents' worst nightmares on Murderous Minors, Killer Kids.
And we're back to play a little New Year's game for you. These are all going to be true or false questions. Then we're going to have our two contestants here, Mekel and Matt, going head to head. Mekel, if you beat Matt, we'll give you a couple stickers. We'll send you some American Slackers stickers. How about that?
All right, sounds good.
Decent prize. So the way this will work, it's 5
What
true
do I?
or
Hold on. Wait a minute. What do I get?
You get to still host the show if you win.
I can sing you something.
Wait, so if I lose, I don't get to host. I don't get to host my own goddamn show anymore. You didn't tell me the stakes for this high.
It's high stakes, man. Really high stakes,
man.
I can sing you something from Hawaii if you want.
All right. Well,
there you go.
Wait, you got to go up, and the stakes are against you.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say I just set the bar high for myself. I usually don't do well on the games either.
Jesus.
Okay. So I'm glad I'm not in the hot seat today. So it's gonna be 5 true or false statements. I'll read it out to you. Tell me whether you think it's true or false, and then I'll reveal it at the end there. So starting off, number 1, many people tune in and watch the crystal-covered ball drop in Times Square, but they could instead watch a giant yellow bird drop in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. The hometown of the Easter-related confection Peeps does the holiday their own way by lowering a massive chick to count in the new year. Now, is this true or false?
It seems too ridiculous to be made up. I gotta say true.
I'm going with true. Yeah, that's it. I think that's true.
All right. And you are both correct. Peep Fest is an annual celebration that includes a 4-foot 9-inch, 400-pound lit peep. And if you got 400-pound peep, I'd say it's pretty lit.
Oh. I don't know. That's not my definition of lit. I was never a peep guy personally.
No?
Same here.
Peeps on Easter.
Not about the marshmallow chicks, huh?
No. I don't care if they're rabbits, chicks, Christmas trees, whatever you got. You got ghosts, throw them away.
So, all right, you guys are both doing pretty good. You're even right now. On to number 2. Hope you have a significant other close by as the new year approaches, because in some cultures, there's a superstition that not receiving a kiss at midnight may result in a death later that year. Is this true or false?
But it's definitely true.
I'm calling false.
We got 1 true, 1 false.
I think I sowed my wheat, man. What the fuck? All right.
The answer is false. Woo! 1 point for Matt. In some Western cultures, they believe that not receiving a kiss by midnight will result in a year of loneliness. Not death, but loneliness. I guess you could die from extreme loneliness. If you're on like
still host
a desert island.
Next time you're up at bat, you're gonna have to fight lions if you lose or something.
Oh, great. On to number 3. All right. Now I'm pulling for Mekel if I'm gonna have to fight lions. I'm supposed to be non-biased.
It's not set in stone. I mean, I'm gonna have time to think on it.
All right, so number 3. The tradition of lighting off fireworks to celebrate the new year dates back way beyond our modern day. Around 800 AD, early Scandinavian people discovered explosives and used them to pay respect to the gods they believed were responsible for earthly elements like fire and electricity. True or false?
I thought it was like, an Asian thing. Like the first fireworks were invented in Asia somewhere. I don't know. I gotta say true.
I'm going with true on that one.
Going with true. I fooled you both. It's false.
Damn.
Matt, you actually were right. Fireworks were invented sometime around the 9th century during the Tang Dynasty in China.
Oh, I knew it.
So damn it. Going with your gut on that. Yeah, I just made that up. I don't think Scandinavians had explosives. I was going to throw Thor in there, but I thought I'd really like.
I don't know the technological background of Scandinavians, so I couldn't like just insult them and take that away from them.
Take it away from them. All right, so number 4. Old Lang Syne is commonly played to ring in the new year as a song of reflection upon the past. This song was discovered to have been sung on English ships leaving for penal colonies in Australia in the late 1800s. True or false?
True.
False.
One true, one false. It is false.
Woo!
Oh, man.
American slacker, baby.
Woo! So Matt's ahead by 2. The song is an old Scots language poem recorded by Robert Burns in 1788. So the time period was about the same as what I had said, but it was a different origin story, if you will. All right, so this one's just for fun because I guess, Matt, you already clinched it. The Times Square Ball has many eyes fixed on it during the last moments before the new year. Many marvel at the magnificent 12-foot ball, which is covered by 2,688 Waterford crystal panels and weighs over 11,000 pounds. True or false?
11,000 pounds is a lot of weight, man.
I'm going with false. I need to switch it up. I've said true too many times, so I'm going with false.
That would be 3 falses in a row, though, at least.
I almost went all false just to mess with you.
I'm going true because I don't trust this guy. He's looking sketchy over there.
It is true.
Yes, I knew it. I could read that smile a mile away, sipping on.
Just keep sipping on my beer.
So I knew it.
I thought the dead giveaway would be the fact that I said like 2,688 crystals, because it's like, why would he pick that number, you know? But yeah, it does weigh over 11,000 pounds. Also, the first time the ball dropped in Times Square was in 1904, and it was built from wood and incandescent light bulbs by Art Craft Strauss. So that's just a little tidbit for you.
Ah, man. Well, so when you break specifics out, I mean, it confuses people. You're like, you want specific like that? Why would he do that?
I like throwing in like fake dates and shit. So even though you lost, we'll still send you some stickers. How's that sound?
Sure. I'll sing you guys some stuff from Hawaii if you guys want. Just shoot me either your address or whatever.
Yeah. We'll work it out for sure. We got
everybody wins.
Plenty of stickers. All right. Well, that was fun. I'm glad our New Year's kicked off well.
Yeah. I think that about wraps it up. Mekel, do you want to throw out some plugs for your show? How the people can check it out?
Sure. You guys can catch the Casanova Podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Google Play Music, Google Podcasts. Coming soon also to iHeartRadio, and next month it should be on Sirius FM. Just look up the Casanova Podcast. It's Casanova with a K. You can also find me on Instagram and on Twitter. So Mekel Kasanova, all one word. And if you want to play some Xbox with me, same thing. Mekel Kasanova is my gamer tag, and catch me on PlayStation if you want. You're not gonna be able to play me on Street Fighter. I don't want anyone to play me. I don't want to hurt people's feelings. But if you want
man.
The challenge has been posted.
You can find me. Mekel88 is my Mekel1988 actually is my PSN. So if you feel like having your feelings hurt in Street Fighter,
Jesus,
Mekel, take on all comers, Casanova.
I'm ready.
Oh wow,
God,
the retro board.
He's got
you
his
ripped
champion.
that right off a cabinet, didn't you?
Oh, he's got backups, people. He's got collector's editions.
Damn, this guy's playing you like he's sitting in a 90s roller rink.
Exactly.
That's amazing. Wow.
Number 3. Jesus. All right,
don't come at him.
This guy. I saw the wear marks on those controllers. There has been wars. Well, thank you so much for joining us, man. It's been a lot of fun having you on.
Thank you for having me on. I definitely, I'd love to do this again with you guys. I gotta get you guys on my show too.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Anytime, man. Anytime. And if you guys wanted to check us out, you can get at Jesse at Landers LaPlane on everything on his Instagram and his gamer tag and God knows what else he's out there subscribing to under Landers LaPlane. So check it out, see where he is. Let me know. Send us an email. Let me know. You know what's up.
Clear my history.
You can get at me at Matty G from HP on Xbox, and my Instagram would be MWG Media.
thank you so much again for coming on, Mekel. And yeah, we'll definitely be on your show soon.
Definitely, I can't wait at all.
Oh man, and be easy on those people on The Fighter, man. Come on now, you don't gotta burn them so hard.
Reputation.
This is true.
All right, people. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love each and every one of you at home tuning in. And until next time, that's it.
There you go.
We smoking America. We passing America. I'm mapping America. I'm psyching America. We talking America. We blazing America. This is fucking America. We're second America.
This has been American Slacker Podcast. You can reach the show by searching American Slacker on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Reddit, or send them an email to americanslackerpodcast@gmail.com. You can download and rate American Slacker on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and all other podcast platforms. Visit the show's website, aspodcast.com, where you will find every episode, official merchandise, and links to their Patreon if you would like to support American Slacker.
We smoking America. We passing America. I'm mapping America. I'm psyching America. We talking America. We blazing America. This is fucking America. We're second America. Bitch, I'm on a mission, better pay attention. Man, I gotta get it till my fucking digits hit the fucking limit. Shit, I'll never finish, but I'll end up winning even though I'm sitting. Give me a minute. Think about the seconds that are passing. Man, I gotta go and get it, grab it. Why you gotta go and acting savage? Smoking weed, I gotta feed the habit. Now I'm on some other shit. Things that I gotta go get. Medical all on my slip. You falling like dominoes, bitch. Stuck in my ways, fucking high days, fucking sideways in the driveway. We smoking America. We passing America. I'm mapping America. I'm psyching America. We talking America. We blazing America. This is fucking America. We're second America. We smoking America. We passing America. I'm mapping America. I'm psyching America. We talking America. We blazing America. This is fucking America. We're second America. Taking off like a rocket. Yeah, better be on my Spock shit. Roll the green, then I spark it, and I'll lay you down like a coffin. Call my goons in the lobby. Yeah, they got it, yeah, they copy. They catch your bodies like a hobby, and I'm over here sipping coffee. Then I go and get the toppy. Get your bad girl, make it sloppy. Then I take it to hibachi. Now we sipping sake. Don't you act like you caught me. Motherfuckers wanna part me. Buy me, try me. I am so unsightly, I am blinding. We smoking America. We passing America. I'm mapping America. I'm psyching America. We talking America. We blazing America. This is fucking America. We're second America. We smoking America. We passing America. I'm mapping America. I'm psyching America. We talking America. We blazing America. This is fucking America. We're second 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 America.